All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm gonna leave all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace, love, and salutation to all you occupants pushing this truth and truth with sincerity. And this is the word of the week from the brother Nathaniel Allah out of the Great Millstone Atlanta Church. He had a good word, Fiasco. And the definition goes into a complete failure, a complete or ridiculous failure, especially of a musical performance or any pretentious undertaking. A ludicrous or humiliating failure, some effort that went quite wrong. And as a brother was bringing out this word, certain brothers are saying, what scriptures come to mind. And we all thought about this man, Esau's downfall. All right, because his N to the W to the O is gonna be a complete fiasco. Okay, and I want to bring out this article that I had years ago. When you go to the top, it's called "The Coming Into the W to the O." All right, from Lorraine Day, MD. Now, I'm not going to read all of this, but this man, Esau Edom, has a godlike complex, and he wants to control everybody with that C-hip. It's June now. As Bishop Nathaniel said 9 years ago, we in June. Ain't no microchips. It's June. Well, 9 years later, all right, Bishop Nathaniel, the IUIC, they're doing Neuralink trials, man. All right. And this is the secret counsel of the wicked. All right, Esau Edom. Matter of fact, I want to get that one right quick. Because when you go into this article, Esau does stuff behind the scenes, man. Why they give you distractions like this P. Diddy case. This soccer team, PSG, they won the European Championship yesterday. That's just a distraction all over the news. Meanwhile, this man, Esau Edom, all right, is planning to implant the majority of the masses with that C-hip, all right, the mark of the beast in Revelation 13 and 16. So I'm going to get, I believe it's Psalm 64, before I read this article. Psalm 64 and 1, prayer for deliverance from secret enemies. And yes, Esau Edom, starting with the top banking elite, all right, are the secret enemies. All right, they give you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans hip-hop music and distractions, all right, and bad food and entertainment. Meanwhile, like I said earlier, they're planning to try to plant you with this device and throw you into one of these internment camps. So this is Psalm 64 and 1 to the chief musician, a psalm of David. Hear my voice, O power, in my prayer. Preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Who's the enemy, as we've been telling you? Esau Edom, the red man, all right? Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. All right, that secret counsel, all right, are these commissions. I'm going to just scroll down. I'm not going to read all of it like I said. The Trilateral Commission, the Federal Reserve, all right, these organizations that people don't really know about. Let's read some more, because I got some more in here. The Trilateral Commission, all right, look at that, 666. It says David Rockefeller created this organization based in the United States to soften America to the N to the W to the O. Commission members include senators, congressmen, President Clinton. That you blacks love Bill Clinton so much. He was on the Arsenio Hall show back in the 90s. All right, playing that saxophone. That's the black president. But then he came out with that three strikes laws, which a lot of your relatives are still in prison to that day over that three strikes law. And guess who was a senator who came up with it? Your beloved Sleepy Joe. All right. We've been telling you that this man is the devil. All right. It says President Clinton and many members of his cabinet, other presidents have also been members of the Trilateral Commission. All right, the Federal Reserve. The Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve, a private corporation of the leading families of the Papal ZIONIST to the W to the O, cleverly built 666 into the seal logo. You can see it clear as day. Notice the 2 rows of 6 stars on each row and the 6 bars on the shield. All right, and the 6 bars of the shield. This makes 666. This private corporation has hijacked Babylon's money system, bringing it to bankruptcy and very soon economic collapse. That's what the scriptures say. Okay, we've been warning you of economic collapse. Now we're in 2025, and the guy that's in office right now, number 47. All right, as you can slip. I'm not gonna read it, but you can look that up for yourself. It's on the back of your dollar bill. It's all in your face. Even your celebrities, where they put their hand over their eye, all right, because these guys are juiced in. They're nobody, like P. Diddy and these little bootleg celebrities like Jay-Z and Beyonce. They're just crash test dummies, all right, for this man's trial run, which is gonna fail miserably. And that goes back into Fiasco. He's gonna fail miserably, all right. So this is a secret council of the wicked, man. Washington D.C. is nothing but the pentagram, which is basically Satan worship, man. All right. So you got let me go back. See if there's some more on this. But all these leaders, all right, from back in the day up until now, all right, Esau Edom, man, he's been planning to so-called go about his new world order, man. All right, and I had to keep on saying it, but it is what it is, man. All right, this is Proverbs 19 and verses 21. Just real quick, the word of the week is fiasco. This guy's going to fail miserably trying to get his enterprise off the ground. There are many devices in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord's name is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai, that shall stand. So what the Lord has planned, all right, he's going to create a new heavens and a new earth for the Israelites. All right, you other nations are going to be slaves, especially the ones who, the secret counsel of the wicked. Their first job, according to Ezekiel the 39th chapter, all right, these guys are in these top positions that you don't hear about, all right. They're going to be the first ones to dig up those dead bodies after World War III. That's going to be their first job ever, all right, and it's not going to be looking good for them. So they will try to attempt to get this off the ground, but the Lord's counsel is going to stand. The Most High put the spirit on them to come up with the mark of the beast. The scriptures say man's goings is of the Lord. Matter of fact, let's get that right quick. This man thinks he's the Most High. He wants to track you with that device that these other Israelite camps say it's sin or embargo or sleeping with white women. This is Proverbs 20 and 24. Man's goings are of the Lord, but how can a man then understand his own way? Esau, the Lord got Esau in a trick bag. He's doing everything the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son is commanding this guy to do, all right? This red guy on the earth. Now, there was another one I wanted to get. I think it's Psalms 9. All right? The word of the week is fiasco. Psalms 9. Let me see. Yep, here we go. Psalms 9 and 14. Let's start at verse 13. Have mercy upon me, O Yahweh. Consider my trouble which I suffer on them that hate me. Thou that liftest me up from the gates of death, that I may shew forth all thy praise in the gates of the daughter of Zion. I will rejoice in thy salvation. And we're looking to be saved from the molestation of our enemies. That's what salvation goes into in the Greek, which is soteria. The heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made. All right, the heathen goes into these other nations outside the nation of Israel. So, hey, the Lord basically got him in a trick bag. It says the heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made. So he's setting up traps for his own self. That's a fiasco. And the net which they hid is their own foot taken. The Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Shah is known by the judgment which he executeth, because he's going to execute judgment on the heathen. All right? And he's going to put them head first into slavery when he sends his son Yahweh Shah back. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands, Higion Salah. The wicked shall be turned into hell. That don't mean they're going to go to hell. All right, that word is probably most likely Shah Wall, which means the grave. Let's look it up right quick. Because you got these other camps teaching about hell. Obviously, they took some type of monetary compensation. All right, teaching hell. All right. All right, that word is Shah Wall, 87585. All right, the grave. All right, not some place. It's not wicked sent there for punishment, man. It's not some place where some devils hitting you with a pitchfork and little Nicky and Hellboys down there and y'all burning up forever. That's the Heavenly Father is merciful, man. And you got Israelite camps teaching Israelites are going to hell. What type of mercy is that? That ain't no mercy. That would make the Most High unjust power. That would make him unbalanced. Excuse me. So back to Psalms 9 and verse 17. The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forgot the Most High. Yeah, especially Esau, man, because he has that godlike complex. For the needy shall not always be forgotten. The expectation of the poor shall not perish forever. Arise, O Lord, let not man prevail. Let the heathen be judged in thy sight. Put them in fear, O Yahweh, that the nations may know themselves to be but men, Selah. And that's what the Lord is going to do. Esau is going to realize that he done effed up. All right, so his whole plan, like Pinky in the Brain, is going to come to a fiasco. Even in that cartoon, what do? What are we doing tonight? What do we do every night? Try to take over the world. All right, he would try to tell, the Brain was telling Pinky the same thing we try to do, take over the world. And they always failed in the cartoon. So Esau's making fun of his own self in the Pinky in the Brain cartoon. All right. Job 20 and verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short? Who's the wicked? Esau, Edom. All right. In Malachi, the first chapter, identify who the wicked is. And the joy of the hypocrite before a moment. All right, because this man has been here, like it says in Revelation 20, he would be released for, roughly paraphrasing, he would be released for a short period, a short season. All right, this man hasn't had 1,000 years to rule. He has but a short time. That's why he has to hurry up and try to get this his enterprise off the ground. All right, they even said in 2017, there was a show called Dateline NBC. I don't know if it's still up, but they said they wanted the majority of people see him by 2017. Well, that's what, 8 years ago. So this man is really trying to rush and get his so-called enterprise off the ground, but it's going to be a big fiasco. Okay. Though his excellently mount up to the heavens and his head reach into the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. He's gonna realize that he's just a man, and he was created to be the wicked, like it says in Proverbs 16:4. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. Yeah, that goes into Obadiah, man. All right, he's gonna build up our kingdom. All right, and the scriptures talk about he's going to be in a pit. It ain't going to be no apartment complexes and homeowner association fees when Esau goes into slavery, man. All right. And the scriptures say that you shall meditate terror. The men of the Lord willing, we endure and be part of that elect. All right, we're going to meditate terror on Esau every day, man. All right. For what was written. All right. Let me get this other precept, man. Real quick, I think it's Isaiah 24 or Psalms 149, if I'm not mistaken. Just bear with me for a sec. Just going to Esau's fiasco, man. All All right. Yep. Psalms 149. Salaki. All right. Psalms 149 and 5. Let the saints be joyful in glory. And who are the saints? The Israelites. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand to execute vengeance upon the heathen. That don't sound like God love everybody, right? Oh, that's in the Old Testament. Well, read Revelation 2 and 26 and the last book of the Bible. Revelation 2 and 26. It pretty much says the same thing. I'll get it next. To execute vengeance upon the heathen, the other 17 nations, and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains, all right? The secret counsel of the wicked, all right? The guys who started this Trilateral Commission and the Federal Reserve, all right, and the World Economic Forum, the Edomites, to bind their kings with chains and nobles with fetters of iron. That goes into slavery. You reap what you sow. Okay, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Revelation 13, 9 and 10. So this is going to be his fiasco. He's going to put himself into his own pit that he set up for himself. All right, and when the Lord comes back, they're going to be slaves, starting with the upper echelon of Esau. Psalms 149 and 9, to execute upon them the judgment written. So it's written that this man is going to go into slavery. This honor have all his saints, praise ye the Lord. You know, oh man, that's an Old Testament. Well, let's get this one. Revelation 2 and 26. Now this is Yahweh Shai's message to the 7 churches in Asia Minor, right? Who were Israelites, right? And this is his words in red. Revelation 2 and 25. But that which ye have already hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end. The scriptures say, he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. To him will I give power over the nations. That don't sound like love right there, man. And this don't sound like love in verse 27. This don't sound like God love everybody. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. All right, so those men, all right, those elect men are going to be ruling over these other nations with a rod of iron, man. All right, they're going to execute judgments, all right, upon the heathen. All right, so this man whole system is going to be a fiasco. All right, Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, that's Diabolos, we can get that one. For the devils come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. Let's get this word devil, all right? It's not little Nicky or Hellboy, all right? Let's get this word devil. So you know devil means deceiver, and this man is a deceiver.
Strong's G 1228. Diabolos. Diabolos.
All right, Diabolos. And it says, prone to slander. Who's known for doing that? Slanderous, accusing falsely. Who's known for doing that? A calumniator, false accuser, slanderer. Metaphor applied to a man who, by opposing the cause of God, may be said to act the part of the devil or to side with him. Well, who's telling you June is Pride Month? Who other than Esau, Edom? All right? Who's telling you that 2 men can be together and 2 women can be together? Okay? Who keeps telling you about democracy and freedom? When they're not trying to give you no freedom. They're trying to throw you into one of these 10 FEMA zone regions, man. All right? You see this map? This is their so-called plan. They want to, you know, you don't tread on me, Edomites, who got that yellow flag with the snake on there. Y'all gonna be in these these zones too, and they've got these internment centers, man. All right. Let me see. Standard federal regions. These are the 10 regions. In Revelation, I believe is chapter 11. It talks about the 10th part of the city. These are these 10 regions, are these FEMA regions, man. So it says MARTIALLAW will soon be declared. And this is part of this man's so-called plan that's going to fail miserably. Now, there is going to be Jacob's trouble, all right? And it does talk about men in the scriptures being locked up, all right? But that's part of our trial if we have to go that route. So it says, I'm gonna just read this and finish it on out. Over the past 15 and 20 years, U.S. presidents of both parties, Democrat and Republican, they'll let you know they're in the same game. These people be watching MSNBC thinking this is real. They probably go to lunch with each other after they get done arguing on MSNBC or Fox News. Having signed ominous executive orders preparing for MARTIALLAW to take away our rights, which you never had right. Well, Jake, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans never had rights. When they wrote that, was a Declaration of Independence in 1776. All right, they were slaughtering Native American Indians. All right, or in the process of it, and they brought so-called blacks, West Indians, and Haitians over here in cargo slavery. Hey, you weren't a free man. That wasn't for you. It says to take away our rights and to make us unto slaves. The public believes that FEMA, y'all know about them, the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Y'all know them from Hurricane Katrina, and that was like, what, 2005, if I'm not mistaken? Has been set up to deal with natural disasters like hurricanes and flooding to help victims. But only approximately 5% of the budget is devoted to these activities. The real job of FEMA is to take over the government and U.S. as citizens of this country when MARTIALLAW is declared. In reality, FEMA has contempt for the American people, just like any other organization here, as confirmed by the treatment of the victims of Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans. The people made homeless by the hurricane were herded like cattle into huge buildings where they had no privacy for sleeping or dressing, and armed guards kept anyone from leaving, even though women and young girls were being raped in various places, including the bathrooms. So that's a taste of what's to come for you American citizens. And we tell you that, all right, this man is coming down with great wrath, knowing he has a short time. All right, and they're slowly but surely, what do they say? You shall own nothing and be happy. Well, with these executive orders, that's what they're doing. And now you had this guy who came back for the second time, and the first day he came in, he was just signing out. He's probably signing an executive order right now, as these lessons are going up. All right, so it's some more on this. I'm probably gonna do a part 2. I don't want to make this too long, but this man's plan is gonna lead to his fiasco. All right, let's get that definition again. A complete failure. All right, and we just got scriptures pointing at this man is going into slavery. He thinks he's going to take over the world when the Most High said he has a short period of time to rule, that the heathen will be taken down, all right, so on and so forth. So many other scriptures on this man and these other nations being taken down, because these other nations got something to do with it as well, okay? Don't get it twisted. These other nations like Moab, Ammon, Ishmael, they're going into slavery as well, but the difference is, okay, they're not going to be obliterated like Esau is when you read the book of Obadiah. So this is the word of the week: fiasco, a complete failure. And we know that this man's plans, according to the scriptures, the prophecies, is going to be a complete failure. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.